Today we're speaking with John MacKinnon, the sports columnist for the Edmonton Journal. Covers, amongst other things, the Edmonton Oilers. John, thanks for joining us.
My pleasure.
So let me ask you the first question here, just regarding kind of a state of the union question about the Oilers. Obviously a very disappointing season, 9 years out of the playoffs, currently third worst record in the league. You've covered the team all year. How frustrating has it been for you? Is Craig MacTavish out of mulligans now?
Well, Craig MacTavish has one big mulligan, and he's a good friend of the owner, Daryl Cates. So I have zero sense that his job is in immediate jeopardy. In any other market, it might have already been over for him. Although he's only been there 2 years, to be fair. So I don't think that that's an issue. There's a lot of frustration. This year has been a year where, unlike last year where people were throwing jerseys onto the ice in disgust, this year a lot of people didn't go to the games. There were empty seats, and increasing numbers of empty seats as the season wore along, so that people were voting with their feet. I'm not sure they were voting with their wallets, because the Oilers indicated that so far all the games have been sold out. So some of these people are eating their tickets, I guess. And the players have been frustrated. I mean, it's obviously it's not easy. They've gone through turmoil, they have a coaching change. Lately, they're injured, they're banged up, so that's kind of a deal. But actually, there's energy with the team at this point for a couple of reasons. They've got some players getting looks up from the minors, and they've got some players like Taylor Hall, Jordan Eberle, Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, who want to go and play for Canada at the World Championship in Prague. So there are some players with motivation to finish strong.
Given all those things you're talking about, the young players, the energy, what kind of a game do you think fans should expect to see Saturday here in Vancouver with the Oilers and the Canucks?
Well, I think Edmonton will try to finish, with some sort of statement. They got Victor Foss is probably going to play goal for them. He hasn't played since the middle of February, when somewhat weirdly he hurt his knee trying to make a save on Blake Wheeler during a shootout. First time I've seen a guy basically blow out his knee in the shootout. And he's literally playing for a job. His contract is up at the end of the season. So I think that they'll play hard. The one thing that they've done actually is play hard most of the time. They're not. This is not a team that's kind of thrown in the towel in that sense. But they've been overmatched, and they tend to be overmatched against the bigger, tougher teams in the West and in the Pacific Division. And so that was one of the reasons that the LA game meant so much to them. They felt that they'd been basically humiliated in Los Angeles a week before, when they lost 8-2 to the Kings. So I think that there's a lot of just old-fashioned pride at stake for them.
John, that's great. Thanks for the overview. That's John MacKinnon, sports columnist for the Edmonton Journal.